Hello. Let's start with the shoulders, circling them back nice and slowly. And then changing direction, circling the shoulders forwards and slowing down, taking your time, especially if you've been rushing around already today. And then let's think about the neck, so taking your head to the right, reaching your right arm over the top, so not pulling the head, but just using the weight of the arm to stretch the side of the neck. And then bring the chin down towards the chest a little, head still to the side. You can always move where your hand is, feeling the stretch more to the back of the neck. And then taking the arm down, lifting the chin, still head is at an angle, so you feel it more to the front of the throat. Let's do the same to the other side. So head coming to the left, use your left arm to reach over to your ear, and just using the weight of the arm to stretch the side of the neck. And then drawing the chin in towards the hollow at the base of the throat. You can always move your hand back to where a ponytail would be. And just pausing for a moment. Let's change then to bring the chin up towards the ceiling, looking up or keeping the eyes closed, and then returning back to the center. Coming into a twist, let's go to the right first, right hand behind, looking over the right shoulder, and sitting tall, breathing in, sitting tall. And then turning to the other side, left arm behind. And again, you can close the eyes if that feels good. Pausing in the twist. And then returning. Let's stretch the legs out for a moment, so pushing away through the heels and then drawing circles with the ankles, going one way and the other way, and then pushing away through the left heel. Let's try to lift the leg up and tip the big toe from side to side like an infinity shape. If it's too much, you can always slide the foot on the ground rather than lift up. Let's try to the other side, so pushing the right heel away, toes drawing towards your face and tipping the big toe from side to side, either above the ground or you can slide on the ground from side to side if that feels better for you. And then reaching the arms forwards, take the legs a little bit further apart so you've got space for your bump. Really feeling the stretch at the back of the legs as the arms come forwards. Try to keep the heels pushed away, toes drawing towards your face so you get that lovely stretch along the back of the legs. And then reaching up as if you're pulling yourself up a rope. So you're really stretching through one side and then swapping to the other side. So making an active stretch from the hip all the way through the side of the body. Let's take the arms down and bending your left knee so the foot comes closer into the body. We're going to bring the elbow to the inside of the knee rather than sitting on top. And then taking the right arm behind you to come into another twist. So looking over the right shoulder, and I want you to push the left elbow into the knee and the left foot into the floor. So you've got something to work away from in the twist. And then let's swap sides. So I'm going to draw the right foot in, have it far enough to the side that you can fit your elbow to the inside of the knee, left hand behind, and pausing here in the twist. Try to have your shoulders as relaxed as possible. Gently pushing down through that right side, elbow into knee, foot into floor. And then returning, this time taking the soles of the feet together, arms out in front. I'm going to push the knees down towards the floor. Keep pushing down and then releasing, hands onto the knees, pushing the knees up but resisting with the hands so you can use quite some pressure. And then let's go again, arms out in front, pushing down with the knees, push down, and then swapping, hands onto the knees, resisting, trying to lift the knees up. And then circling, so leading with the chest, feeling the weight shifting from one sitting bone to the other sitting bone. And this helps us work into the pelvic floor. Let's change direction. And helping your knees to come up, let's transfer onto hands and knees. You can have a cushion underneath if you like. So hands under the shoulders into cat pose. We're going to round the back, head heavy, and then breathing in to let the spine relax down. See if you can slow it down, closing your eyes if you like, being really mindful of working with the breath. Breathing out, you're rounding the back, head heavy, breathing in to lift again, going at your own pace. And then lifting your right leg out to the side. So try not to let the left hip tip out to the left. You're keeping the body as still as you can. Lifting the right knee up, and then let's swap sides, lifting the left knee. So this is strengthening the muscles around the pelvis, helping to keep it stable as you go through the pregnancy. And then let's bring the right leg up, this time knee is at hip height. Have a look back and check that it's about that height. And then lifting the foot, so we're working the glute in particular. You can always start lower down if that feels too much for the back. And then swapping sides, so have a look to check that your knee is about hip height, or have it lower if that feels better. Foot flat, pulsing up and down. And then we're going to stretch the right leg out, so toes are tucked under, pushing through the heel and then rocking forwards. So really feeling that stretch along the back of the leg. And this can be particularly good if you've got sciatica. It just means that the muscles are moving and might let a trapped nerve change. And then taking your left arm forwards, so stretching hand away from foot. You can keep the back leg on the ground if that feels better for you. And then changing sides, so left leg back, toes tucked under, and the left leg stays straight. A couple more, rocking backwards and forwards. And then taking your right arm in front, lifting the left leg, stretching hand away from foot, or keeping the back leg on the ground, and then resting down. Let's tuck the toes under to come into a downward dog. So have a bit of bend in the knees to begin with, and if you're happy to stay there, you can bend one knee and the other knee, so you're pedaling on the spot. Try to let your head relax, so you're looking back between your legs rather than directly underneath you at the floor. And then lowering the knees down. And preparing for a balance, we're going to take the left lower leg out to the left, right leg straight, right arm reaching up to the ceiling and then over the head. Really reaching out of the hips, so you've got to stretch through the side of the body. And then bending at the elbow, forearm comes over the crown of the head, and again push the elbow away from the hip, so you've got an even deeper stretch. Then arm comes up to the ceiling and looking down to see where your hand goes to come out of it. Let's go to the other side, so right lower leg swinging a little bit behind you, left leg straight, reaching up through the left arm, and then taking the left arm over your head, reaching out to the shoulder so you get that lovely stretch. And then bending at the elbow, forearm comes over the head, pushing a little bit more away through the elbow, and to come up, reaching up to the ceiling, and then looking to see where the hand will go to come down with control. Let's take the knees wider and sit back for a moment, bottom onto the heels, and making a little pillow for your forehead. Try and take the elbows as wide as you can so that the shoulders can relax. And taking a couple of breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. It's allowing everything to rest for a moment. A moment of connection with your baby. And then slowly uncurling, lifting your head up to sit in a kneeling position. And from here we're going to come into a squat. So have your knees out wide to each side, and you can either hover with the heels off the ground, or some of you might be able to sit back so that your heels are on the floor, as long as that doesn't create any discomfort for your pelvis. Quite a few of you might need something underneath the heels, so you can use a cushion or a couple of cushions to get the right height. And I want you to have the elbows on the inside of the knees, pushing out with the elbows, but in with the knees. So there's some tension there. And breathing in, going to do a pelvic floor squeeze, and then relaxing, breathing out. Let's do that again, squeezing, breathing in, relaxing, breathing out. Well done. And let's come into a lunge position, right knee on the cushion, left leg forwards, and have the legs wide enough that you feel stable. Let's breathe in to take the arms up, And then out to bring the arms all the way back down again. Breathing into shoulder height, turning first to the left. Breathing in to return. To the right. And breathing in to return, relaxing the arms down. Let's do that again. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, arms come all the way down. Breathing into shoulder height, turning first to the left. Breathing in to come back to center. Out to the right. Breathing in to return and out to relax down. Do it again on this side. Breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. And into a side stretch, lifting the left arm, coming over to your right. And returning. Let's swap the legs over. So left knee is on the cushion, right leg forwards. Again, have a wide enough stance. Breathing in to lift the hands. Breathing out to lower. Breathing in, bringing them to shoulder height, turning to the left this time. Breathing in to return. Out to the left. Breathing in to return and relaxing the arms down. Let's do that again. Breathing in, maybe looking up a bit of an arc. Breathing out to come down. Breathing into shoulder height, turning to the right first, then to the left, and relaxing the arms down. Doing this one more time. Breathing in and out, in, out to the right, in, out to the left, in and out. Let's come to the side stretch on the other side. Right arm lifting, coming over to the left. And coming out of it. From here, let's come up to standing. So having both feet on the floor to help support your pelvis can be a good idea. And just moving the cushion, if you've been using one, out to the side so you won't trip over it. Bring the feet underneath your hips. Let's come up onto tiptoes and bring the heels down. Lifting up through the arms as well. Stretching out the feet. Let's interlace the fingers, turning the palms up towards the ceiling, and then return. So you can breathe in as you lift up, and out to come down. If you want, you can change the interlace of the fingers, have the other thumb on top. Do it one more time. Let's bring the right foot forwards, left leg back. Going to bend the right knee and lift my back heel from the floor. So it's important that you start with the heel on the ground. Breathing in to lift up, breathing out to sink down. And then let's bring the left knee into a bent position as well. Might be a little bit or a bit more, it's up to you. The further down you go, the more you'll feel it. And then changing the legs over, left leg forwards, bend in the knee, try to keep the hip pointing forwards. And again, working with that back foot, lifting the heel as you breathe in, taking it down as you breathe out. And then working the back knee, so I'm going to bend the right knee down towards the ground, a little or a lot, up to you. Do what's appropriate for you as you find yourself today. Stepping the feet together, I'm going to swap again, left leg behind. Let's bring the arms up, breathing in, a little bit of a back bend if that feels good, and breathing out to return. So bending the front knee as the arms come up, and then straighten the front leg as the arms come down. Breathing in and out. And this is a lovely energizing move. And again, energy to the fingertips and relaxing down. Let's change the legs. So right leg coming back, left knee is bent. Keep the hips facing forwards. Breathing in, lifting the arms. Breathing out to come down. Bending into the front knee. Make sure that the back heel is on the ground so you're nice and stable. Breathing in and out. Stepping the feet apart the other way now, so we're going to turn the right foot out to about 90 degrees, left leg turning as well, so that you're comfortable and stable. I'm going to keep moving, breathing in, lifting the arms, and breathing out, bring them back to shoulder height. So it's a similar movement, but we're doing it with a leg in a different position than before. Breathing in to lift the arms, looking up, breathing out, bending back into the knee. And then coming to the extended side angle pose. You can either have your hand on the thigh or your forearm. See what feels good for you today. And we're stretching from the left heel all the way through to the left fingertips. And then coming out, let's swap the feet. So turning the right foot out to the side, bending into the knee, arms coming up. Breathing in to reach high, breathing out to return to the starting position. And then coming to the extended side angle pose, either the hand to the thigh, or you can have your forearm onto the thigh, reaching from the right heel all the way through to the right fingertips, stretching through the side, finding space. And then sweeping the arm down. And let's turn both feet forward so they're pretty much parallel. I'm going to fold forwards into a forward bend, and you can stay at horizontal, that might be plenty. Or some of you might like to go a little bit deeper, and you can either have cushions under the hands if you can't comfortably reach the floor, or if you can bring the hands down, some of you might be able to reach a little bit further back with the hands. To come back though, hands to the hips, looking forward, strong legs to come all the way up. And then stepping the feet together, stepping the feet to hip width apart. For the bridge pose, we're going to bring the bottom back, arms up, breathing in to return, breathing out to sit back. And you might be a little bit restricted by your bump, so just come down as far as is comfortable, or you can take your feet a bit wider or turn the feet out so the knees are a bit wider. Breathing in each time you're about to come up to help you push through the legs. And then stepping the feet wider apart, going to keep the knees bent, sitting back, hands whichever position suit you. We're doing standing version of the cat, so rounding the back, head heavy, and then breathing in, lifting the head as the spine goes the other way. Breathing out to round, breathing in to lift the head. And just notice how much pelvic mobility there is. The pelvis can really move backwards and forwards in this position. And then coming up, we're going to keep the feet wide. So knees are still bent, and we're going to come into a last side stretch. So right arm lifting, coming over to the left. You can either be on your hand or your forearm. Finding length through the side, and let's swap the other side, left arm coming over the head, and again you can be on the hand or the forearm, whichever suits you. Breathing in to come back. Let's bring ourselves down to kneeling. Breathing in, taking the arms up, and breathing out to lower bottom onto the heels. You can always have the knees wider, breathing in to lift up, and we're using the glutes and the quadriceps to lower ourselves back down with control. Breathing in to come up, maybe looking up, breathing out to lower down. Let's do it a couple more times. We need the glute strength to help support our back during the pregnancy and prevent backache. And then coming forwards to finish, just to reconnect with the baby a last time, have the elbows nice and wide so the shoulders can relax, and take a couple of settling breaths. Imagine your bump like a hammock for your baby to rest in, your baby being aware of your breathing, both of you relaxing together for a moment. A few last breaths, connecting with this beautiful baby, and then take your time to uncurl back up.